illegal franchise. All right, then you can get fined and you can shut down and all that kind of stuff. It's a pain in the butt. I'll talk about the pros and cons of licensing in a second, but that is the third vehicle. All right, so in a licensing vehicle, you're typically going to have two of those three things. So you could have, for example, CrossFit is a licensing, right? They give you the name and they have a fee, but they don't have business systems. A different version would be, let's say you had a model that worked really well. You license all the stuff, but it's white labeled. All right, so you have a fee and you have business systems, but you don't have a name or a brand that they have to adhere to. All right, that would be a licensing model. So there's different versions of this, but that is essentially what a third way that you can package your existing knowledge or IP in a way that scales to multiple locations and ultimately make an enterprise that is very valuable. The fourth, and it's felt worth mentioning, is software. And I bring this up because it depends on the type of service you offer. Now, if you're cutting hair, you probably can't replace it with software, right? But if you are providing some sort of service that software can do, then this would be software / a tech-enabled service, all right? Hopefully you can read that, tech-enabled service. All right, so I'd say number 4 is either of those. For most people who have a service-based business, it will probably be 1 through 3. And the reason I bring that up is because if you're not already really good at software and have a software co-founder who knows how to code, knows user experience, knows how to build engineering teams, if you don't have something like that, do not try and outsource it to a third-party team. I promise you, it will probably not work. All right, now I promise you it won't work. All right, just please, just $2 million, $3 million of development later, I've made the mistakes. Let me give you a $3 million gift. Don't do it. I told you that I have 3 of these 4. And so let's go through the advantages or disadvantages that I walk through with this particular business. All right, so a private chain is going to have the highest costs of opening each location. So there's incremental costs. Every new location you have to do the build out, you have to negotiate, you have to find the location, you have to negotiate the leases, you have to build everything out, and then you have the risk of the lease for the duration of the time. On top of that, you have to staff it, you control the employees, etc. Now, when is a private chain something that is worthwhile? So I would say I'm looking at 2 main things where a private chain would be worth considering. First is that they have low costs of build out, right? So if it doesn't cost a lot of money to build a new location, so if, let's say if it costs less than $40,000 or $50,000 to build a location, now that's an absolute number, but relative to the income that it generates, let's say it generates $400,000 a year in profit. If it costs you, I should probably put a percentage on this, but I would say if it costs you less than 6 months worth of profit in the first year, I have a
That's how much we made the first day we launched our Shopify store.
And that's from only 381 orders.
Listen, there's a good chance somebody's trying to hack your website right now. You gotta make sure you're covered. People are making podcasts in 90 days, they're somehow going to blow up. In the beginning, 150 episodes is just me talking about how to run a gym better. I got a DM the other day, somebody was like, yeah, it's easy for you to build this brand because you already have this big audience. I was like, dude, just start. He was discouraged by the fact that he had no following, he had no audience, etc. 99% of people who are watching this do more cool shit, and then you'll have cool shit to talk about, rather than regurgitating other people's stuff. But for everyone who sees the overnight success, right, what I want you to do is go to my podcast and look at the timestamp of my first episode. It's 2017. 5.5, 6 years ago, it just now hit the top 10. And in that 6-year period, I did not miss. Every week, 1 to 3 podcasts for 6 years. And so people are making podcasts and thinking in 90 days they're somehow going to blow up. And the reality is that you're finding your voice for the first year. You're figuring out what way you communicate. You're learning how to teach, how to entertain, how to present your audience. You're also learning stuff that you're learning me. Right? Like in that period of time, I might not have had as much stuff that was really cool at the beginning that applied to as many people because the first 150 episodes is just me talking talking about how to run a gym better. Right around 150, I started talking about marketing in general because that's what I was into at the time. And then I started talking about sales, and I started talking about business in general, and M&A, and things as they've evolved over time. And so the subject matter, as well as my skill in delivering it, both improved over that period of time. And now the podcast is top 10 on entrepreneurship, very high ranks in business. Next to names that I looked up to my whole career. I'm like, holy cow, we just went about this guy that I've looked up to my whole life. It doesn't take 90 days. It takes years. If you think in days, time's gonna pass no matter what. But if you can think in decades, make your goals, when that decade does pass, it'll show that you think you can. Right? Not the outcome goal, make the action goal. If the action is, did I make the post, did I make the reach outs every day, then you're a success. You check both boxes. I want to tell you a quick story. So there was a guy at the first same day. Alright, we've been friends since then. And I started my gym, he started his gym, he started a chain gym, so we went to parallel. Alright. And he ended up selling those gyms and he wanted to go online. He was like, dude, I need to build like a brand. And I was like, we just need to start posting, short form stuff. So making stuff that's valuable. He posted every day for 6 months. And then one video took off. And then the next video took off. Next video took off. And then all of a sudden now, he's making $100,000 a month from the content that he was making. He'd already been doing business for 9 years. And then all of a sudden it took off and he messaged me. He was like, I'm super grateful that he told me to do that. And so he did the post, he did the reach outs. And what ended up happening is that early on, he would have videos that would start taking off. He would start doing reach outs, start making sales, and then he'd make some money, and then he would slow down. And then all of a sudden you get in scarcity mode once he was like, oh shoot, there's no money coming in. And then you start making content, we start doing reach outs again, and then you make money again. And he was like, dude, how do I break the cycle? And what we did was we shifted what he was focusing on. He was focusing on the sales he was making, he was focusing on the money he was making, rather than focusing on the cost. You are not successful in my eyes because whenever you see some outcome, you stop the activities, which means you don't have to trade with consistency. I was like, the reason you aren't where you should be is and so most people do one thing over and over again. You need to be able to do the doing without seeing the result. And if you can keep doing things independent, and this is both ways, if it goes really well, keep doing the thing that got you there. And if it's not going well, yet, keep doing the thing so that you get good enough that one day. And that's the shift that most people make. And I think that's why most people stick with it. The reality is that you commit to the actions, the behaviors, and the traits that you will grow through doing. At the end of this process, later, you'll be the type of person who will do something. And I promise you that if you have that trait, money will come to you straight. And this is from Atomic Habits. Every winner and every loser has decisions. So when you measure yourself by having this external thing, you want to set goals. Everyone wants to. Everyone wants to have a six-pack. Your goals don't mean it's the activities that will keep you. The goal of the winner is to commit to the activities. The goal of the loser is to commit to the 52% of 18-year-olds, high school seniors, think they're going to be millionaires by 25. The world is going to be shook. Many of you will fail. And that's because most of you have the 52% you think you're going to be a millionaire. Right? It's just the math. But only a small percentage will, because if you want to be a millionaire, you're not going to focus on making $1 million. You're focusing on stuff that makes $1 million. And so, if you can divorce the activities from the outcome, then you can focus on the doing, which, whether your income does this over that period of time, your self-esteem remains the same because you're committing to what you can control. If you can make that shift, it will change your life. So, I started making podcasts 6 years ago and committed to that process. When I signed on with a music vendor a few years ago, on the first call I said, I'd like to have this channel be something in 5 to 10 years. I said, we'll look at it then and see if it was worth continuing to do. I was like, but I'm in for a decade. And he stopped me afterwards. He was like, I've literally never had a client say that to me. He's like, they're all like, how can I get leads in the first 90 days from YouTube? Like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, if we're making progress, I'm good. I will be able to do that. Think that way. And then people will ask me decades from that, man, how do you have this overnight success? Aren't you like, don't the followers, the fans, like, how does it not get to your head? And you're like, it's and so I feel just as good at year 1 as I do at year 8 because the activities that I committed to are the same. That way you can shift your perspective. right now, we just crossed our 400th episode. 400 episodes. Like if I did one a week, that's 52. 1 week for a year, that'd be 8 years of just if I had 400 episodes. I'm at like 100%. If you make 400 long form pieces of content, I guarantee you that your followers are bigger than yours. But how long is that going to take? As long as it takes. Just build, never doubt.
What if I told you
even
you can
crying.
sign 20 new high-ticket clients in the next 180 days on a complete pay of result?
6 years ago, I told clients of Gym Launch that they should stop making content because they were wasting their time. I was partially right and partially wrong. And in this video, I want to break down the shift that I've had in terms of content marketing and its role within a business, the 5 phases in building a content marketing machine, and how to focus on one of 2 primary objectives with content marketing. And so if you don't know who I am, my name is Alex Hormozi. I own Acquisition.com. Portfolio companies right now does over $150 million a year. I make these videos because I hope that you use the stuff, you make a bunch of money, and then you come and join Acquisition.com so we can invest in your business. That's what I do. Let's rock and roll with the phases of content. I'm going to walk through the 5 phases, and then I'm going to talk about which of the objectives you're solving for each of these, and then finally like an at-scale version. All right? Phase 1 is you make something, and you post it. That's it. You just gotta post something sometime, somewhere. And believe it or not, a lot of you guys haven't even done phase 1, which is why I have to outline it. Number 2 is that you post something consistently. You create a cadence or a calendar around when you post. You find a platform that ideally that you're probably already using, and you just post again after you posted once. And you say, you know what, this is 7 days apart. If I do this every 7 days, I will now be consistent. For me, I just know that there's 1 day a week that I do all my marketing stuff. What I do on that day changes, but it's always marketing related. That's what's worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you. The 3rd phase, you post reliably, and you do it on all platforms. That's a massive increase in the amount of volume that you are posting. This is when it transitions in terms of objectives, and I'll get to the objectives.
I got out there damn even crying. Grr. Crying out there damn even.
In a second. Phase 4 is that you go from posting just even once on every platform on a regular cadence to maximizing how much every platform can take. The short form platforms can take sometimes 5, 10 posts a day, like Twitter or TikTok, Facebook Reels. At this moment, rules change all the time. If you have a newsfeed style where you have an audience that is pushing stuff to, they tend to fatigue faster. They don't want to get overwhelmed with one person. That's usually where you get capped out at 1 or 2 times a day. And so what you have to do is look at all the platforms, figure out what the max amount is that you can post on a platform, and then all you do is you crank the volume on all of them at the same time. That's phase 4. Most people never even get to phase 4. And then phase 5, you go from creating for all of those to capturing and creating. For example, if I wanted to have a show where everybody called in and then I could repurpose all that stuff across content, that would mean me deliberately creating content in a way across all those channels. But not only creating, but also capturing so that I could further enhance my reach and the amount of volume that I created. And the big rule with volume that I have is that there's no such thing as too long, only too short. The second rule that I have is quality over quantity, but quality wins over quality. In order to know what is quality, it usually takes reps to get good. And so you will probably do a lot in the beginning, and it will probably suck, and that's okay. It's a requisite for getting good. You start by sucking, and then you get better, and then eventually you suck so little, you're actually good. The difference between phase 1 and 2 and phase 3, 4, 5 is the objective. If you're doing phase 3, 4, 5, the objective is to generate new customers from content. It's different than phase 1 and phase 2, where the only reason you can do that is just to have lead nurture, just to give you guys some sales stuff, just to give you guys some fodder and just test some hooks. Those are the 5 phases. If you're a small business owner, that costs time and that costs money. So, what do you do? Because I actually have had this conversation with probably half of our portfolio companies in the last 3 months. What is the role of organic marketing play in the business from the concept of acquiring customers? So that's why we do this. We do this to acquire customers. If you have other ways of getting customers, which for most of you would be besides referrals. And if those are the primary channels, you do not want to take your eye off the ball on that. That's what's paying the bills. That being said, the purpose or the objective of having the organic content is lead nurture, not lead generation. So what happens is someone comes in through an affiliate, someone comes in through a paid ad, someone comes in through a manual outbound because you had an SDR call them or they got a cold email. What do? They look at your social profile, they look at your website, and they say, is it legit? The only litmus test you have to pass is that you've posted something recently that's not shit. That's really it. They'll probably consume 2, 3, 4 pieces of content and say, this guy or this gal knows what they're talking about. This is recent enough that I know that they're still in business. This is a legitimate business. That's all we're trying to accomplish here. And if you do start to have content that starts performing better than others, that gives you 2 things. One is it gives the sales guys content that they can proactively feed to the prospects. And so what you should build is a master Excel sheet of your best content of all time, because there is some content that you've made knowingly or unknowingly that convinces more people to buy from you. On that content sheet, you'll have what are the FAQs, what are the types of questions that people ask on sales calls, which gives you great fodder for the types of content you make in the future. And again, you do it 1 for the sales team and 2 for marketing. You do it for the sales team, and as soon as they ask that question, they can send that as a reply between call 1 and call 2 to close a prospect, or if they have the question that they found out before the call, they can send it to them beforehand and increase the likelihood they close. So that's the first tangential benefit besides nurture that making this content helps you with. The second one is that it gives you an idea of what you can start leading with on your paid side. They're disproportionately saving it, disproportionately sharing it. When you run paid ads, you can look at your organic content and be like, dude, I don't know what it is, people went nuts for this. If for some reason this headline or this hook worked well, you weave it into every one of your cold emails and you can split test it and say, wow, this beat our control. And so think of the content you're making as just low risk ways of testing headlines to get people to buy from you. Phase 1 and phase 2, if you're in one of those steps, you don't need to do anything else. That's it. That's all you gotta do. If you want to know what it looks like to actually use content marketing as a way to generate leads, phase 3 is you're posting a week or on some cadence on all platforms. The purpose of phase 3 is learning what packaging looks like on each of the platforms. If you've ever seen that meme that had like Tinder, LinkedIn, Facebook, and like Instagram, platforms are all a little bit different. Same person, just packaged a little differently. This tweet here, then getting put into a TikTok, then also getting put into a YouTube short, and then also getting put into a reel. It's the same concept, the same subject matter, but we package it a little bit differently. Phase 4 is you then say, great, I feel like we finally get each of these platforms. And this fucking takes time. It takes probably 6 months, and this is if you have means to pay for this stuff. I'll get into the cost in a second. Maxing out the platforms, which is phase 4. Number 5 is actively creating. So candidly, right now, I'm barely scratching phase 5. We're actually just dialing on phase 4, which is maximizing across all platforms. We're not really there yet. We're maxed out on probably half the platforms. That was the this week. But with 3, 4, 5, you're actually making good enough content that the platforms are serving it to new audiences because they are able to grow the amount of time people spend on the platform because your stuff is good. Pay you in impressions, providing value to their audience. More followers, more likes, all that stuff. You still have to have a way to convert those people into customers. And so the way to do that is just have a call to action. So for example, if you're a business doing $3 million or more, you're an internet business, go to acquisition.com. Fill out the stuff for minority investment. That's what we do. Put that into your content, and then the rest of your time, you're just providing value. You don't need to get fancy. You don't want to be one of those guys who's just pitching all the time. A lot of people oversell the small amount of demand they have, so they can never grow the audience. The more you give, the more you grow. The more you take, the more you shrink. When you do it that way, you never go hungry because you always have more people knocking on your door than you have seating in your house. From a cost perspective, there's time cost, there's long-term cost, and there's money cost. If you start doing content as your way of getting customers, expect it to take a long time. I started making content for acquisition.com about 18 months before we really started seeing any kind of deal flow or growth across the platform. So if you think about this as a long-term play, I still believe that Fame is the most efficient business model. All right, it's one of the best ways to arbitrage making money, but it takes time, and no one's willing to wait, which then gives you a competitive advantage because patience is one of the ultimate advantages, is that you're just willing to do things for an unreasonably long period of time without thinking smarter than you really are. A quote from Neil Strauss. Even at phase 3, it's going to be pretty much beyond your capacity to actually create, capture, edit, distribute across all platforms. You're not going to be able to do it on your own. And so you need some degree of leverage. That leverage is going to come in the form of labor. You're going to have to pay people to help you out. In the beginning, the more costly way of doing it, but faster, is to have vendors. So to have people who are specialists on each of these platforms, because what they're going to do is get you up to speed 5 times faster. They're going to already know all the mistakes that people normally make. Now, one thing they have to look out for from vendors, and this is especially important, for me, is that most vendors are data-driven. And what I mean by that is they get obsessed with clicks and views and impressions and subscribers. That's good to a degree. It's okay to be satisfied with a smaller audience that's just the type of person that you're actually looking to attract. It's hard to make this shift, and it's really hard to ram it down their throats because most clients that pay them only care about those things because they don't know what else to make. Just because it's easy to quantify doesn't mean it's important. The values that you have, the messages that you want to get out there, who you're trying to reach will be more important than the quantitative metrics. Are those good litmus tests in terms of if nothing you ever have hits? Yeah, you should probably pay attention to that. But if only one specific type of thing hits and it's not core to who you are, you got to be able to resist that temptation because otherwise you're going to build this audience doing stuff you don't want to do, attracting people you don't want to do. For us to put out the stuff that we put out right now across all platforms, for Layla and I, costs about $70,000 a month. That's to put out roughly 160 pieces of content. You're like, oh my God, I know, it's a lot.
Are you an online coach, consultant, agency owner, somebody who knows that they have a calling?
That's because we're trying to promote. We're using this instead of using paid ads. So if I were to just pay for the impressions, it would cost about $2 million a month to get the impressions that right now cost me about $70,000. I have a lot of cost savings doing it organically. The lever on that though is how we reach you. And that's tough. And it probably sounds weird for me to say this, so take it the way that you probably or hopefully know that I can. Most people talk about stuff that they don't have the right to talk about. Just because you call yourself an expert doesn't make it true. And so the question is, how narrowly can I define the problem that I solve so that in that tiny world, in that pond, I am king? You might not be the best business person in the world, I'm not. But the question is, of all the sources of information that are both entertaining and educational, is the stuff that you put out there good enough that people are like, I will pay attention to this person? Because if you've ever struggled to give away your services for free, it's because the biggest cost isn't your price. If people aren't willing to pay for it with their attention, then it has other costs, which is it's not worth it. Why should this person listen to me, and why is this worth their time? If you can answer those questions in the content that you're making in a tangible way that their life is going to get better as a result, they'll come back and tell their friends. I'm not Andy Frisell, I'm not Gary Vee, I'm not Ed Mylett, I'm not all closing in on $1 billion plus, I'm not Grant Cardone. Well, don't try to be the best. But if you're like, hey, I'm the fastest toilet fixer in this side of Tuscaloosa, you might only be competing against 3 guys. If you have evidence, you are beyond reproach. If someone looks at you and says like, hey man, your content's crap, you can be like, this is how you fix toilets. I'll try and be more entertaining next time, but this is how you fix it. And you have evidence that you fix 500 toilets this way. First you're fixing toilets, and then you're talking about how you can expand a plumbing business. And then you're talking about how you can expand a local business. And then you're talking about marketing on whatever specific method you use to grow your thing. And then you're talking about expanding an enterprise. And then lo and behold, you're a business expert. But it takes time. If you're a small business owner, you can do the first 2 phases, just post about stuff, make sure it's valuable, just to make sure that you are a legitimate looking business that looks like it's yours making. That's all we're trying to accomplish in Company Sales. If you want to make content marketing your actual lead generation machine, then you need to invest in it the same way you invest in it for paid marketing. You're going to probably have to have vendors. You're probably, over time, what you learn from your vendors, you're going to bring employees in-house and you're going to teach it to them. And then you start scaling the volume up each month. And then phase 5, you go max out mode, right? You start cranking out on everything and then you start creating stuff specifically. But when you're doing that at that phase, you probably don't need to worry about this. People are making podcasts and thinking in 90 days they're
Crazy. Interesting.
I have amazing news. I think that when I die, the thing that I will be most proud of is not the businesses that I've built, but the books that I've written.
No, 六本木交差点の置いてもらって。And in Japan, you say mama is like Okasa is like mother, so.
In a formal way, yeah.
So how you say like somebody mommy like
Mama.
Mama.
Yeah, we just say
you
mama.
just say mama?
Yeah, just mama.
Mami-chan, Mami-chan. Mami-chan.
Mommy child.
これ U ターンしてもらってテラス通りの。
Oh.
No, 六本木交差点の。
I have a compliment for you. Okay? How about this? 20,000 right now. I end this whole shit. If you even think of a meal, yo, David, I need you to Chris. 75%. We fucking need you, Phantom. We're in this shit. 75%. You better go to him. God, that's what I'm saying. He never 75% what? Think about that. I'm a fighter right now. Why not just like get together?
Mukbang. We had a New Orleans mukbang, and it was some of the best food I've ever tasted in my fucking life.
Sold to the fat ass. That's crazy. Damn, I've only been live for 35 minutes. Here's some fire content. Makes sense, makes sense. Damn, that caffeine hitting right now. No cap. Product. A product is a tangible item or physical good that a customer can purchase and own. It can be touched and used by the customer. Products can be categorized into two types: durable goods, cards, computers, appliances, which can be used over a long period of time, and non-durable goods. Food, drinks, which are consumed quickly. The quality and features of a product are typically standardized. This means that every unit of a product is usually the same as the next. A can of Coca-Cola in the USA tastes the same as a can of Coca-Cola in Japan. The customer does not participate in the production process. Service, an intangible offering which involves the deed, performance, or effort of a provider. Services are consumed at the point of delivery and cannot be owned or stored. Examples of services include banking, healthcare, education, insurance, hospitality, and more. Services are often unique and can vary greatly even within the same organization due to the inputs of the service provider and customer. For instance, the experience of dining at a restaurant can vary based on the chef, server, time of day, and other factors. In many service scenarios, the customer participates in the service delivery process, like in a haircut or a consultancy service. In general, products are more about what you get, while services are about what you experience. These differences impact the strategies businesses use to market and sell products and services. They also affect aspects like pricing, distribution, and customer support. The differences impact the strategies businesses use to market and sell the products and services. They also affect aspects like pricing, distribution, and customer support. However, in the modern economy, many offerings are a mix of both product and service components, such as software product with technical support or a car product with a maintenance package service, or social media marketing agency. The agency is a service, but the product that we're selling is social media ads. We're just selling Interesting. Oh crap. Grr. Crocodile tear, she ain't even trying. Okay, business. 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 Fuck up. Fuck up. Nice. Annoying ass. Normal talking voice. I wonder how loud this is. Probably not too loud, but it still feels loud. Business. It's all about money in. The fastest way to get money in for a business is through the marketing. It's organic. But the most important part of the business is the service and product quality itself. Because everything else could be good, but the product and service is shit. You're not gonna have a long-term business. Very minimal sales. So, if I continue down the path of social media marketing agency, my product will be social media ads. It needs to be more specific. Facebook ads. More specific than Facebook ads. I need to offer a marketing product / service. I am the marketing product / service. Okay. So do I stick with the contractor arbitrage methods? Social media marketing. It's the lowest cost business. I think I'm gonna stick with social media marketing agency. Facebook ads though? Do I really want to do Facebook ads? I don't remember the last time I've seen a Facebook ad, but that's just me. I personally don't use Facebook like that. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. I do know where to begin. That was a joke. Money in. That's all that matters. How can I get money into my social media marketing agency? Money in is sales. I can figure out the service and product that I'm gonna be, but I can actually worry about getting the quality good later after I get the money in. That'll be a better way to go about it. So I have to focus mainly on my marketing. My marketing and my sales, which are basically one thing or two, but they work together. So, Facebook ads. What are the best social media ads? What's the best social media for ads? My service will be paid Facebook ads.
Oh my gosh. I just made my first.
Like I have the best Facebook ads on the planet.
Every day, hundreds of businesses
Like my
get their
Facebook
first
ads
sale
are
on
guaranteed.
Shopify. And the next
Like everyone has Facebook. Like if you have
when you're ready to
Instagram,
start your business,
yeah.
build it on Shopify.
Like
Now, artificial intelligence can generate ad creatives automatically. The program is called Ad Creative AI, and it helps marketers generate.
If you want to learn the ins and outs of how to make content that attracts the perfect person into your ecosystem, whether that's for your business, for your product, or for just your creative process, we're going to dive deep with Chris Do on the 5th element of his business psychology series, Attraction Marketing. You want to stick around for that. So let's just jump right into it, Chris. When you say attraction marketing, what exactly do you mean? What is it?
For me, attraction marketing is this thing that lives between a couple different principles that you may be aware of. One is direct outreach and sales, which is how you do outbound sales strategies, and something that's much more ambient, which is content marketing, which is where you create lots of content and over a long period of time attracts the right kinds of clients to you. Ideally, this is what I would recommend to every single person to build your personal brand, your thought leadership, your authority. But people don't have that kind of runway, so they need more tangible results. So they can't afford to do this for 3, 5, 7 years. So this is some hybrid approach that lives in between more outbound reach and sales approach versus more ambient content marketing, personal brand building.
When we talk about sales and outreach, what are the classic kind of behaviors that you have to do to ensure that you get that kind of result?
Short of cold calling people or cold emailing or cold messaging people, the next version of that is something like this. And you see this framework being used by a lot of people. I do this, I help clients with this, and if you need help with this, talk to me now. So it's very clear, very transactional, it's hyper-focused. We spoke to Richard Moore recently on LinkedIn on a live LinkedIn audio conversation. He teaches people how to do sales using LinkedIn, period. And the premise was how to go from creating content to getting customers. And he's like, most of what I do teaches principles around direct sales via social media, more specifically on LinkedIn. Very rarely are you going to see a piece from him about a personal story, something emotional that he's going through, because he just wants people to know and associate him with the idea of direct sales strategies using LinkedIn specifically.
So even while he's making content, which we could argue is the inbound marketing that you said, he is using direct sales practices in that content. So as soon as you visit his page, you're like, I know what this man does, I know what he sells, and either I'm interested or not. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah, and it's not even on his page, it's really if you're on LinkedIn. One of the strategies he talks about is if anyone is looking at his profile, it's a prompt for him to reach out. So he's constantly look at who is looking at his profile and saying, hey, I noticed you're looking at my profile, is there anything you need help with? And you know, this is a very effective sales strategy, by the way. So if you don't know this, you can use the basic LinkedIn function or pay for the more premium version, which allows you to see more of who is looking at you and what they're doing. This is the premise that Richard works with, which is no one's going to look at your profile picture unless they saw something that you did, either as a comment to another post or something that you posted, and they're trying to figure out who you are. It's not by random chance. It's not like we're scrolling through profiles randomly on LinkedIn. So the minute somebody touches it, it means that for some reason they're curious, they're interested, and they want to see who the heck you are. It's a great way for you to turn a lukewarm person of interest to something that's much warmer.
And then on the other side of this coin is what you called content marketing specifically, and you said it was a long game. Help me understand the difference, because there was a little bit of content marketing in that Richard Moore example. So how is content marketing different than
so
sales?
Boring. It's early. Like, was it good information? Like, was it good information? But it was boring. But was it good information? Like, does it even matter? Does it matter if it was boring, or does it matter if it was good information? Oh shit, this shit's like abandoned now. It's just like done now. was live. Did I just DOS myself? I just DOS myself? I just leaked my phone number. Just kidding. Email. Oh no, I just DOSed myself. What? Surely we get like a discount for the students, right? Useless. This community is useless. Bro, this shit is not up to date at all. Like, what is this? They totally torched this shit. Oh, I know what I can do. I'm gonna talk to the cutie who got me an agency navigator in the first place. Okay, well, that's that. This platform. Huh? Bro, no way I just typed all that.
Organic marketing is anything that's posted for free. If you're not paying to promote it, it's organic content. An Instagram post, a story, a reel, a Facebook post, a YouTube video, a TikTok, anything like that. Paid marketing is similar to organic marketing, except that you're going to put advertising dollars behind it in order to promote it and help get it in front of even more people. Paid marketing are things like Facebook ads and Instagram ads and LinkedIn ads and TikTok ads and YouTube ads and basically anything with the word ads in it. Organic is of course free, but it takes more time. Paid is of course paid, but it allows you to reach a whole lot more people a whole lot faster. It takes around 7 to 14 different touch points or interactions with your brand and with your business in order to get someone to make a purchase. When it comes to repetition, more really is better. This is why the best marketing strategies will almost always contain a solid mix of both organic and paid marketing. Organic marketing is anything that's posted for free. If you're not paying to
What do you do?
So I'm pursuing my post-graduation in digital marketing.
What did you guys do your degree in?
So I got my degree in media.
Okay.
So it was like a BMM degree, mass media and advertising.
What do you think is one skill that's necessary for your career growth?
Communication.
So once you guys finish your education, what's an end?
The best social media ads never feel like ads. They just feel like you're consuming more and more social media content. Far too often, businesses use social media advertising as a way to shove their products.
The best practices are easy, AKA, it's easy for anyone, especially all the A+ students in our worlds, to understand all the feature sets of every platform and understand, okay, this is how Spotlight works versus this is what LinkedIn is, this is a Facebook carousel. It's not hard, it's very achievable. The reason most people struggle and the real answer to your question of how to succeed is, do you understand the other human being on the other side of the content, psycho nature?
My dad's buddy.
Someone said to ask you about David Goggins.
He's a good guy. He's a hero. From what I've seen of David, he seems like an extremely dedicated, hardworking person who understands everything about pain and brutality and finding the strength inside of your mind to push yourself beyond the limits of what you think your body is capable of. I've never seen anything of David I disagree with. Nothing. I've never met him, but he seems to have the mindset of a winner, and that's exactly what you need to achieve. He's the kind of guy who gets up and says, this is going to hurt. I'm going to do it anyway because that's what makes me me. I don't need to know him personally to know that I like who he is overall. I've seen his work. I've seen him doing marathons I couldn't do. I wouldn't say I couldn't do because there's nothing I can't do, but I certainly wouldn't like to do. He goes through a lot of pain, and I respect men like that.
Who's gonna carry the boats and the logs?
Oh.
Someone said to ask you.
I remember you posted this video once where you were talking about how you paid all these people for a day to just give you everything. You should see the number of hate comments in there that people get so angry about that. The moment they hear how much I pay these experts, they immediately zone in on the fact that I can't afford that, so this is a stupid strategy. I think what they fail to realize is that it took me years to be able to save up this money to be able to gain knowledge at a faster rate. Alex Hormozi says it best when he says there's such thing as ignorance tax. By you not knowing something, it's costing you money. You just don't realize it. And I'm sure you know this already, but English isn't my first language, it's my third language. So I had to go to a speech pathologist. I literally had to learn how to move my mouth to be more clear. Every single day when I was opening my mouth and I was talking, I didn't realize the cost of me not doing it well. The number of deals I missed out on, the number of speaking gigs. I didn't realize what I was missing out because you don't know what you don't know. And then when I gained the knowledge from these different experts, I was like, oh man, what I paid.
Nah, I ain't never hop in the studio and I just start making shit on my phone.
You did guitar?
Nah, BandLab.
BandLab.
That's why I did my biggest song on.
Really?
Yeah.
What song?
Law and Order, Fat Rats. I feel like Kurt Angle. That's on BandLab.
How do you like the quality? You're like, just like this? You gotta put on for the guys trying to
I can do this. Import track. Hold on, let me show them.
Show on the sauce, man. The new guys coming.
Go to BandLab. You press Open Studio. You go to Import Track. You press More. You gonna have all your beats, whatever you need. Pick whatever beat you want.
Shit in the lip, bro.
You add voice audio. And I put my shit on 49.
Bro, I got that shit too, bro.
I use
not feel like
this
it.
tone right here, Scotty tone. And then for the ad-libs, I had that on 49 too. But then I use this for the ad-libs, hype hop, damn. And that's what I do, then I record. Nah, I ain't never hop in the...
Huh? What? You follow me. That's 4th Street, Broadway. When you were gonna engage in physical combat.
Me and you?
Any.
No one's following you.
If I see you, bash, fucking 4th Street, Broadway. We're gonna engage in physical combat. You are fucking hired. Phoenix Police Department. Tell me now.
What are you doing, dude?
He's...
Chill the fuck out.
Tell the police department.
Alright, I'm gonna go get one of these cops.
Are you hired?
Bro, get away from me. Get away.
If I see you again, we're in trouble.
You're the one that's following me. You're the one that's following me, bro.
I have to ask you a question. I haven't said anything all class, but I'm really hurting. Can you help me? And I said, what's your problem? Class goes dead silent because it's not going to be about business. And he said, today, my fiance came to me and said that I have to make a decision between our relationship and the business. This guy had, in his dorm room in undergrad engineering, built an online cloud-based compliance tool for hedge funds with under 250 million.
Huh?
Nah, I ain't never hop in the studio and I just start making...
She ride my dick till I slow up. Drink Hennessy till she throw up. Said, yeah, I took your style, nigga, just grow up. That's 3, 4, 540. After I drink this caffeine, that's 540 on the day. Holy fam. Holy fam. Holy fam, holy fam. Holy fam. Holy fam. Holy fam, holy fam. Holy fam. Okay. So my product and service is the most important, right? So my product is gonna be paid Facebook ads. So I have to become a paid Facebook ad specialist. Paid Facebook ad specialist. No, paid Facebook ad master. I can become a paid Facebook ads master, right? But wouldn't an offer to a business sound way better if they don't have to put any money into the marketing at all? Crocodile tears, she ain't even crying. What goes up must come down. Running in the air, prepare for the landing. Alright. I'm on the pay of the same players as Dallas. Still loading the caption. God, at minimum amount on this. God, my fraction. Operations. So my operations are operations. So operation does work with marketing too. So my operations will be products as service, quality / quantity, and my products as service is paid Facebook ads master. This is the service that is being sold is marketing. What's the result of paid Facebook ads? More customers? The operations, the product, the service, quality/quantity, and the results of my product is my product and service is Facebook, paid Facebook ads. We're masters at it. We're absolutely fucking masters at it. And the result of us being masters at it equals you having more money in your pocket, less stressed, not having to worry about the marketing of your business, more time to focus on what's important to you personally, whatever that may be, and more insight on customers. More insight on customers. More insight on customer. Operations isn't only that, but isn't it also focused on like how the operations goes with the marketing, or is that leadership at the top, or is that administration? That might just be administration. Alright, so that's what I'm marketing to that's what my content is marketing. Have to make Alright, so I need to become a Facebook ads specialist. Okay, that's after the fact. That's after I get money in. After I get money in, I'm going to become the fucking master at creating Facebook ads. Paid Facebook ads. Straight wizard at creating paid Facebook ads. All the ins and outs of Facebook, all the jargon. Right now, I have to market the results that my Facebook ads will get the businesses. Showing showing competency, organic content. Or do I have to prove I'm a master in the sales? I have to prove I'm a master throughout the whole thing. But grabbing their attention. Give valuable, free value, or through organic content. And then the sales part is more like marketing and sales. So I'm about to pull up every social media that I have. I'm about to create a social media funnel. YouTube, does Twitch count? I think Twitch counts. Twitch. Let's see. Twitter. Man, this shit called X now. That's kind of crazy. We got YouTube, X. That shit sound kind of crazy, not gonna lie. Let's see, what else we got? TikTok. We got Facebook. Add Instagram to that. Insta. These are all like these are all potential lead generators. These are all lead generators. These are all lead generators. 1, 2, 3. What else is there? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, email, Snapchat. Snapchat. They're updated Snapchat too. Snapchat might be up next. Facebook, Instagram, and then YouTube. Twitter versus TikTok as a sales page. Sales page, probably Twitter. Am I missing one? One. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, Twitch, email. That's 8. These are all giving value. These are all places where I can give free value. Where else can I give free value? Where else can I give free value? YouTube, blockchain. And then my website would be one. Where else? Okay, so this is the list in order of free, valuable, free value places I can give. These are the top places in order from duration of the valuable free value that I can provide to my potential customers. I got Facebook, make a Facebook post quick. I got Twitter, make a tweet quick, post a quick video. You can post a video on it too. You got Snapchat, take a picture or something, take a video or something, easy. You got Instagram, take a picture, post it, caption, whatever. Also, you can make long form videos, you can go live. You got TikTok, go live, short form content, 1 to 5 minutes, a little longer than Instagram, I think. YouTube, now that's where you like put like mini movies and shit, that's where all your long shit goes. And Twitch, that's like live. That's like live, like we do it live, baby. It's probably like the hardest content to make, live content. Right, and then there's email. Email go before Facebook ads. Email, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. Pinterest, Reddit. Those are all the irrelevant ones. Pinterest, Reddit, Tumblr. Pinterest, Reddit, Tumblr. I can't even think of the other ones. They're so irrelevant. I think this is good. Okay. This is gonna be fun. So now I market to other businesses through these platforms. I give free value to these platforms, to these businesses, and then sales come in, but it's marketing before sales. You have to market before you can sell to them, but you can't really market to them without knowing how to sell. So learning marketing is basically learning sales. And I'm learning marketing for marketing my own business, all while becoming better at marketing. So then I'm able to market better for the businesses. It's genius. And administration is basically my leadership and how I delegate the important tasks. What do I give value on though? Is it on Facebook ads itself? Or is it like the service? You know what I mean? Oh boy, we're getting unfocused. Oh, TOS. Been live for 2 hours. The goal is maybe like 4 hours. What time is it now? What time is it now? It's 4:39. Just 2 more hours. Or like 7, 6:30, 6:37. Crocodile Tears. She ain't even crying. Heroic villains. Crocodile tears, she ain't even crying. Crocodile tears, she ain't even lying. What is my next step? I need to figure out. My next step is to become a marketing phenom. Organization. she Korean. Papi, even though she Korean. Wait, I forgot SoundCloud too. SoundCloud. I can get free content on SoundCloud as well. Spotify. I can add Spotify. Is there something else besides Spotify? What else is there besides Spotify? Just like OnlyFans? Patreon, OnlyFans. OnlyFans.
I have amazing news. Hello everyone and welcome back to, I guess, my show. So anyways, I guess you could call it a show. I don't know. Thoughts? Anyways, so I wanted to make something, so this is called The Offer is King. And that's because the offer is king. So if you have a good enough offer, you don't have to sell hard. You don't have to have amazing copy or amazing creative. You just get a lot of people to sign up for your thing. And so if you really think about your business, most businesses should be founded on a core offer that is exceptional, right? An irresistible offer. That is what it's going to grow the business, right? And so what I want to walk you through is 3 really good offers, the 3 components of those offers, and then 7 ways to ethically use free. So we're going to cover a lot of ground really fast. So 3 of the greatest offers of all time were Domino's offer. Some of you guys may remember this, but it was delivered to your door in 30 minutes or it's free, right? That's an irresistible offer. And they had shit pizza. But because of that, people wanted to make the order. They didn't have to sell them on it. They saw the offer, and when they were hungry, they were like, shoot, in 30 minutes, I can do that. I can have pizza at my door. And sometimes it's almost gamification. It's almost a challenge. It's like, well, if it's not in 30 minutes, I get the pizza free. So it was something that was incredibly compelling, and it was one of the fundamental keys to their growth and why, back in the days of Yellow Pages, it was literally an entire section was pizza. No other restaurant had a food category of pizza. Everything else is just restaurants, right? So anywho, that was because of that one key irresistible offer. All right. The next was 10 CDs for a penny, right? And this was from, I think it was Sony way back in the day. Now, obviously, it came with continuity, and so that was kind of like the first trial offer. But that offer is one of the single greatest offers of all time for those who are old enough to remember it. The third offer you may recognize, which is when it absolutely has to get there by tomorrow morning, and that is FedEx. So you'll notice the first two kind of have a pricing component. FedEx does not, but it has a really high value component to it. So I just want to break down these things into 3 pieces. Each offer has a component of believability, right? There's a famous marketer who said, for every $1 you give me, I'll give you $1,000 back. He ran an ad in the paper and he got 0 responses, right? That is a crazy offer, but it's so good that it's not believable, and literally no one responded to the ad, right? And so one of the things that makes offers believable is having a reason why that you would do this, right? If you're like, hey, I'm dropping all my prices by half off because all my inventory is going to go bad, people believe that. They're like, okay. Or like, I'm overstocked and I got to make room for new inventory. Everything's half off. People believe that. It's a good reason why, right? So believability is number 1. Number 2 is a high ROI offer. So basically, an offer that people deem valuable that can be communicated in a couple of words, like guarantee you to your door in under 30 minutes. That was valuable. For FedEx, it was delivered to wherever you need to be or wherever it needs to go by next morning. That is valuable, right? You can give offers, but if people don't find it valuable, it's not going to matter, right? And so the third piece is kind of the business around it, right? And so that's kind of what I want to cover with free offers, because you'll notice the penny offer is basically free. The Domino's Pizza offer has a free component to it. And so understanding how to use free as a marketer is probably, in my opinion, the single most valuable thing that you can learn how to do. It's learning how to build a better mousetrap. And so right now I'm working on a book called Acquire, and the subtext is building a better mousetrap, which is just kind of like how to structure offers in a way that you can get tons of volume but also make money on the offers, right? And so this is my notes for the different ways that you can use free offers. And I think I have 7 on here, so I'll walk you through them pretty quickly to just kind of explain them. So the benefit of having free offers is that you get the highest volume of leads, right? Number 1. Number 2, it's typically the lowest cost to acquire customers. So that's number 2. And the third is that, in my opinion, the key to having massive growth is to having a free offer, right? And especially something that's irresistible that can spread through word of mouth that other people can comprehend, all right? So first of the free offers is a free bribe offer, right? So this is where you offer so when someone comes in, you offer a program for free as a benefit for signing up, right? So Frank Kern, way back in the day, did he had all of his courses that he'd ever made, so high value offer, probably like $12,000 in value. He said, I'll give you all of the courses that I've ever made absolutely free if you sign up for my $397 a month continuity, right? My newsletter or whatever, right? So that's a free bribe offer. So you can use the word free, brings lots of attention, has huge value in ROI, but it was a free with purchase, right? So that's kind of the idea. Is like if you buy this much smaller thing, you get this huge value thing for free, and it's also a really nice price anchor, okay? So that's number 1. If you're doing a fitness thing, it's like, hey, our 6-week challenge is $1,000, or you can just sign up to become a member and get our $1,000 challenge for free and only become a member for $200 a month, right? That becomes a really compelling offer. Lots of people say yes, and you get people straight into continuity, all right? The second is a limited free offer. A limited free offer is, let's say this is an A/B close. When someone walks in the door, obviously the vast majority of the people listening to this are gym owners, so I'm going to just make it gym specific. So if someone's coming in, you say, okay, the free thing, let's say you sign up for a 14-day or let's say a 28-day. You come in for a 28-day promotion. The free thing has one, you could say 28-day trial. They come in, it's 1 day a week of workouts. You have no personalized nutrition, no accountability coach, right? Now during the sales process, they'll have already said they're not motivated, they need help, blah, blah, blah. And so then you upsell, right, as American as apple pie, a 28-day challenge or 28-day intensive or whatever you want to call it, accelerator, where they pay $199 or $299 or whatever for the enhanced version that has 3 workouts a week or unlimited workouts and personalized nutrition and an accountability coach. And if they don't lose 10 pounds in the first 28 days, you give them another 28 days free, right? So you have an upsell from an initial offer that makes it incredibly compelling, right? That's the point. So they get all this volume for free, but then you can still upsell 3 out of 4 people into a paid offer, all right? So that's how you use free, and you can monetize it. The third way of using free is a free trial plus penalty. So this would be a down. So these can be used in conjunction with one another. So if someone doesn't take the A/B close that I just mentioned, You could say, awesome. If you're going to stay, then you have to put a card down because you want to be held accountable. You have to work out this many times. If you miss your workouts, we're going to charge you for the missed workouts, and you have to attend a feedback session and a transformation picture session and a nutrition session, right? If you no-show any of those, it's $50. And so they have a huge motivator to actually consume your product or service. So the likelihood they convert on the back end is significantly higher. Right, that's the point. And so that way, at least your trials become more qualified trials. They're more invested, and it's a really easy close to close someone on a free trial. If you can't close free trials, then you have other issues. Okay, the fourth one is a free with deposit. So this is a classic. The old 6-week challenge that we ran for a very, very, very long time. It was probably the most popular fitness software in the last decade. Was a free 6-week challenge. Obviously, you always have to be compliant, put stipulations for any types of things on your advertisements. States differ, etc. But that's where if someone hits a goal, they do an outcome, they can get their money back or get it credited towards something. So it's like, it's free with a contingency. So it's like you put X dollars down. If you do X, Y, and Z, you can either get it back or you can get it towards a program, whatever, right? That's kind of the pitch there. So it's a free with deposit, so free with stipulations, all right? The fifth way of doing free is free forever. And this is a really compelling offer. So this is where you have to really know how your mousetrap works, right? So if you have multiple ways of monetizing a customer, I could say, for example, I will train you for free, for legitimate free. Like I will give you free training straight up, your membership's free forever, right? As long as you just do the things that I tell you to do, which may include buying supplements from us. That's part of the program. Now, a good friend of mine owned a chain of, she had a franchise of weight loss clinics. And they made only like 5% of their revenue on service, and they made 95% of their revenue on supplements. And so people would come in and they'd essentially give the service away for free. But they were required to use the supplements as a part of it. So that's a free, 100% free, but you're bolting on a different revenue stream. So that's where you can offer multiple services and monetize a different service than the one you're giving away for free, right? And especially if you have something that's high margin, you can give that away for free. If something's high margin and low value, it's an easy thing that you can give away for free and then give something else away that's higher perceived value, or make them buy something that's higher perceived value. People tend to appreciate physical products more than they appreciate service or value service. All right, so that's kind of a free forever model, which is really understanding that how you can monetize the second need, the next thing they're going to need after the first thing. All right, the sixth way is a free giveaway. This is a classic. You run a free giveaway. Let's say meals for a month, right? I'll pay for all your food for a month. I'll pay for your whatever, right? And so you get tons of people who are going to opt in for that, and you say like, well, we picked one person, but if you still want to do the program, it's this, and we'll give you a discount since you signed up, or signed up to be a part of it. So the thing is when you have this, people are still raising their hand to demonstrate they have a need for the service, right? And so if you have a giveaway that's perceived as high value and something that's related to the core offer that you have, you instantly get tons of very cheap leads that are qualified for the service. All right. A good friend of mine just started running a $25,000 transformation challenge, and he's getting people to buy without even doing phone calls straight on the page, because it's a $25,000 challenge and it's like $300 to sign up online. So people are seeing the huge giveaway and they're choosing to participate to have the chance to earn that, right? Now, obviously, with giveaways and things like that, you always have to make sure you're not gambling, all that kind of stuff. But I'm just talking big, high-level marketing. All right. The next and probably last one of these 7, and there's probably more. These are just the ones I thought off the top of my head. Is a free with commitment. So not contingency, but commitment. So that's where you say your first 28 days or your first month is free. As long as you commit to a 9-month contract or you commit to a whatever, right? And so when you do that, you can still market free. You'd have to, again, put the contingencies in. You want to be a compliant advertiser. But that way, you can still give people free on the front end. It makes the sale very easy, puts a little bit more of the onus on the fulfillment. But if you get the commitment, which you should, then you will be able to convert a very high percentage of the people on the front end, and typically at higher average contract values, because they're not confronting that price on the front end it's more like perceived value on the back end, and they're kind of sort of going to see how it goes, right? Now, that being said, during the process, you still need to sell the people, even if you're not closing them. So even if someone has their call on file and it's planning on rebilling, you still need to sell them on staying. So just a big mistake that I see happen all the time is that when people give trials and things like that, they're not actually, they just sell the trial rather than selling the continuity. Selling someone on trial is just selling them on trying it. You have to still sell them again, even if they're on, auto bill or whatever, because the thing is 30% of the people who go through are going to immediately call you up and say, oh, no, I didn't mean to let that go through. And then you have chargebacks and all sorts of crap. So you don't want that. Make sure they know they're going to get billed. And if it were me, I'd probably only bill the people that I knew had been sold and had kind of at least verbally agreed to it. We already have the contract, but at least I know that they're in. So those are 7 ways to make free offers, to get lots of people in the door and make irresistible offers that will ultimately make you more money. So learning how to monetize free is one of the biggest tools in your skill set, in your toolbox. And if you don't know how to do it, you will be at a significant disadvantage because your competitors will be, and they can acquire more customers at a cheaper price than you do. So you'd have to, again, put the contingencies in. You want to be a compliant advertiser. We picked one person, but if you still want to do the program with the contingencies, states differ. Through them pretty quickly to just kind of explain them. So the benefit of having free offers is that you get the highest volume of leads, right? Number one. Number two, it's typically the lowest cost to acquire customers. So that's number two. And the third is that, in my opinion, the key to having massive growth is having a free offer, right? And especially something that's irresistible that can spread through word of mouth that other people can comprehend. All right. So first of the free offers is a free bribe offer, right? So this is where you offer so when someone comes in, you offer a program for free as a benefit for signing up, right? So Frank Kern, way back in the day, did he had all of his courses that he'd ever made, so high value offer, probably like $12,000 in value. He said, I'll give you all of the courses that I've ever made absolutely free if you sign up for my $397 a month continuity, right? My newsletter or whatever, right? So that's a free bribe offer. So you can use the word free, brings lots of attention, has huge value in ROI, but it was a free with purchase, right? So that's kind of the idea. Is like if you buy this much smaller thing, you get this huge value thing for free, and it's also a really nice price anchor, okay? So that's number one. If you're doing a fitness thing, it's like, hey, our 6-week challenge is $1,000, or you can just sign up to become a member and get our $1,000 challenge for free and only become a member for $200 a month, right? That becomes a really compelling offer. Lots of people say yes, and you get people straight in continuity, all right? The second is a limited free offer. A limited free offer is, let's say, this is an A/B close. When someone walks in the door, obviously the vast majority of people listening to this are gym owners, so I'm going to just make it gym specific. So if someone's coming in, you say, okay, the free thing, let's say you sign up for a 14-day, or let's say a 28-day. You come in for a 28-day promotion. The free thing has one, you can say 28-day trial. They come in, it's 1 day a week of workouts. You have no personalized nutrition, no accountability coach, right? Now during the sales process, they've already said they're not motivated, they need help, blah, blah, blah. And so then you upsell, right, as American as apple pie, a 28-day challenge or 28-day intensive or whatever you want to call it, accelerator, where they pay $199 or $299 or whatever for the enhanced version that has 3 workouts a week or unlimited workouts and personalized nutrition and an accountability coach. And if they don't lose 10 pounds in the first 28 days, you give them another 28 days free, right? So you have an upsell from an initial offer that makes it incredibly compelling, right? That's the point. So they get all this volume for free, but then you can still upsell 3 out of 4 people into a paid offer, all right? So that's how you use free, and you can monetize it. The third way of using free is a free trial plus penalty. So this would be a down. So these can be used in conjunction with one another. So if someone doesn't take that the A/B close that I just mentioned, you can say, awesome. If you're going to stay, then you have to put a card down because you want to be held accountable. You have to work out this many times. If you miss your workouts, we're going to charge you for the missed workouts, and you have to attend a feedback session and a transformation picture session and a nutrition session, right? If you no-show any of those, it's $50. And so they have a huge motivator to actually consume your product or service. So the likelihood they convert on the back end is significantly higher, right? That's the point. And so that way, at least your trials become more qualified trials. They're more invested, and it's a really easy close to close someone on a free trial. If you can't close free trials, then you have other issues. Okay. The fourth one is a free with deposit. So this is a classic. The old 6-week challenge that we ran for a very, very, very long time, was probably the most popular fitness offer in the last decade, was a free 6-week challenge. Obviously, you always have to be compliant, put stipulations for any types of things on your advertisements. States differ, etc. But that's where if someone hits a goal, they do an outcome, they can get their money back or get it credited towards something. So it's like, it's free with a contingency. So it's like you put X dollars down. If you do X, Y, and Z, you can either get it back or you can get it towards the program, whatever, right? That's kind of the pitch there. So it's a free with deposit. So free with stipulations, all right? The fifth way of doing free is free forever. And this is a really compelling offer. So this is where you have to really know how your mousetrap works, right? So if you have multiple ways of monetizing a customer, I could say, for example, I will train you for free, for legitimate free. Like I will give you free training, straight up, your membership's free forever, right? As long as you just do the things that I say to do, which may include buying supplements from us. That's part of the program. Now, a good friend of mine owned a chain of franchise.
Customers expect easier onboarding and faster digital transactions than ever before.
What's going on, everyone? I want to share a quick lesson that I had yesterday with my 18-year-old neighbor who's going through his entrepreneurial journey, and this is a lot of fun for me because he's at ground zero, so I'm hearing, the anxieties and the worries and the false beliefs kind of come up as they go, and I get to, confront them and kind of ask him questions. And so, kind of the lesson or the theme of yesterday was around volume and luck, right? And so, one of the key differences that I see with people who are successful and do grow and do scale is that they have a firm understanding of probability. All right, and what that means is chance. What's the percentage likelihood that something happens, right? If you want to be an investor, right, then you have to calculate the risk associated with an investment. That's a probability outcome. If you are a business owner, right, you have to gamble on marketing and assess the probability that you will get a return on that investment, right? And what's interesting is that volume negates. What's going on, everyone? If you've ever struggled to figure out all the different numbers in marketing and figure out what's important, what's not important, what's good, what's bad, and you just can't get your stuff to convert, or you can't make sense of all this stuff, then this video is for you. All right. So when I got into marketing, there were so many different numbers: KPIs, CPL, CPC, like CTRs. I had no idea. My head was spinning. I was trying to figure it out. And over time, it's kind of like you start to distill down what are the big buckets of things that matter. And then once you discover what those three are, then you can open up the drawer and look for more details and whatnot. And so what I want to do is outline the three numbers that I'm looking at a high level in any business that I'm looking to invest in, or I'm looking to partner with, or whatever. All right. And I'll show you the relationship between them that I am looking for, and hopefully that will help you for your own business. So the first number is what my cost of acquisition is, which I call CAC. All right, that's not I call it, that's what people call it, right? Cost of acquisition, or CAC, right? So how much does it cost me to acquire a customer? Now, this number should include everything. So that means your sales commission, that means your ad spend, it means the marketing team that created the inquiries, whatever. Your software that's associated with it, it's all. What's up, YouTube? Yesterday, over 1,000 of you guys stayed on for an hour as we walked down a private event speech that I gave, and I redid the speech just for Instagram Live and YouTube for you guys. And so what we cover in the video is, one, the content creation model that we've used to grow over 1 million person audience over the last 6 months, number one. Number two is how to position yourself in your messaging so you don't sound like a dick. Number three, the concept behind giving away the goodwill and then selling the implementation, because a lot of people feel like they have to keep their best stuff hidden, when the reality is you got to give it all away, and then you'll always get so much more than you think you will. Number four was the 3 traits of ultra successful people that I've seen, of all the people that I know who are worth $1 billion and more. They have these 3 traits in common, and they're not real shit, right? And so the idea is, like, if you are in that situation, you make this free content, you say content doesn't work, and so you keep putting out shittier and shittier content because you keep saying that it doesn't work. I think if you can flip the script and say, hey, what if I made all of the stuff that I have that's free more valuable than what my competitors are currently charging for? What if I make my free stuff better than their paid stuff? And if you really, truly try and do that, not just like say that, but live that.
Okay, so that's that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to
confusion. Focus. No. I must. Destroy them all. Marketing. Business to business. Irresistible offer. Irresistible free offer. If I can just create an irresistible offer for free, an irresistible free offer to a business, I can get their money in. But how do I make this offer in a way that they're open to receive it? And how do I make sure the offer is something that they actually want and they'll believe? How do I get paid? It's free. Myron Gold for the
Fellow
win.
agency owners, coaches and consultants, what if I could get you a consistent flow of qualified appointments to your business without having...
Good morning, YouTube. Myron Golden here. Today I'm going to be talking to you about why people are not buying your irresistible offer. And I talk to a lot of clients. I talk to a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs and people who are struggling in their business. And they're like, man, I don't know why nobody's buying my offer. It's so good. Okay, so I'm going to break down some reasons why your offer, whether it's a $20 book or a $200 coaching, or $200 home study course, or a $2,000 study course, or a $20,000 mastermind, or a $200,000 VIP day, or a $2 million excursion, whatever your offer is, why aren't people buying your irresistible offer? And most people believe their offers are irresistible. So I'm going to tell you the first reason people aren't buying your irresistible offer. Reason number one they don't buy is because you're selling to the wrong people. So now, how can you tell if you're selling to the wrong people? The first thing you have to understand when you're selling to the wrong people is if you're selling to a group of people where the group of people is not large enough. So one of the reasons people resist your irresistible offer is because when you're selling to a group of people that's not large enough to be targeted. So you need to have a pool of people that's large enough to be targeted in order for you to make your irresistible offer irresistible, because just by the sheer law of averages, the law of large numbers, just by those two numbers alone, then if you have a big enough pool of people, you're going to make some sales. Even if you're not good. If you have a large group of people with a really big problem and you can solve those and you have a real solution to that problem, even if you're not good, people are going to buy it. So one of the things you want to do is make sure you don't niche down so far or have a niche so weird. Always makes me a little nervous for people when they say, like, I've got this thing and it's in this market and nobody's selling in that market. Well, that might be because that ain't a market, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're selling to the wrong people, to the right people. And in order to notice that the people that you're selling to, it has to be a big group of people, a big pool of people. They have to have a big problem and they have to be willing and able to pay for the solution. That's how you know you've got the right people. That's the first thing. Okay, so they're selling to the wrong people. And jokingly and non-jokingly, I say, what are some of the worst kinds of people to sell to? Well, one of the worst kind of people to sell to is freeple people. What are freeple people? Freeple people are people who want everything for free, right? You don't want to sell to freeple people. And freeple people will think if you're selling something to them, if it costs more than they would be willing to pay, then you're taking advantage of people. So you got to make sure that you're selling to a large enough group of people, and the people are not freeple people. You want to make sure also the people are not cheaple people. And you know what cheaple people are? Those are people who will buy something, but only if it's cheap, right? The people you want to sell to, see, these are like, don't sell to these people, right? Okay, but the people you want to sell to are these people. Oh, didn't need to put that line there. Are these people. You want to sell to feeple people. These are people who are willing to pay a fee. And you want to sell to preeple people. Preeple people. Who are preeple people? People who are willing to pay a premium, right? So don't sell to the wrong people, sell to the right people. Large enough group of people to be targeted, large enough to find, they're easy to find on the internet or off the internet, and then they have to be willing to pay, or willing to pay a premium. So the biggest reason your irresistible offer doesn't sell is you're selling to the wrong people. Second biggest reason your offer doesn't sell is you are the wrong person. Like, you're the wrong person selling the offer. Now, what makes you the wrong person to sell the offer? Well, 3 things. A, people don't know you. They don't know who you are. So, like, why should I buy something from you? I don't know you, right? How many of you, like, have sold insurance or something in the past? You do a great presentation, they love your presentation, and then they call you the next day and say, well, my cousin's in that same business I called them and bought it from, right? So you want to make sure, it's really interesting. I got this in a book by Robert Kiyosaki called Business School for People Who Like Helping People, a long time ago. He said, the value of a network is the number of the people in the network square, right? So, and what you want to do is you want to make sure that if you're gonna make sales and be the right person, you have to be the kind of person that people like. You need to be likable. What can I do to be likable, Myron? It's really, really simple. There's a really good biblical principle for this. What can I do to be more likable? He that hath friends must show himself friendly. Oh, did you hear that? It didn't say he that hath friends must feel like he's friendly. It didn't say he that hath friends must think that he's friendly. It didn't even say he that hath friends must tell other people that he's friendly. What did he say? He that hath friends must show himself friendly. So friendliness is a show, not a show like it's fake, but it has to show. It shows up on your face. It shows up in your actions. It shows up in the words that you say to people, right? So people don't know you, or they don't trust you. Well, why don't people trust you? Well, sometimes people don't trust you because they don't know you. Sometimes people don't trust you because they do know you. Oh, snap. Did he go there? Yeah, right. Exactly. Right? Sometimes people don't trust you because they do know you. And you said you're going to do things in the past and not done them. You said, I'll be there in 5 minutes, and instead you got there in 2 hours, right? You said, yeah, I'll be there, and didn't show up and didn't call, right? And so people don't trust you when they can't count on you. When your word doesn't mean anything to you, it also doesn't mean anything to them. It's so interesting. It says in John 1:1, it says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the same was in the beginning with God, and all things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. Down in verse 14, it says, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. And we beheld his glory as the glory of the only begotten of the Father. Now, this is not an interpretation of that verse 14. This is an application of that verse 14. It's an application that I've pulled as a parallel. It says that about Christ, that the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. But for me, when my word becomes my flesh, I can dwell among the people I gave my word to. When I don't keep my word and my word doesn't become my flesh, I have to hide from those very same people. And that's what ends up happening, right? You give your word to somebody, you tell them you're going to do something, you don't do it, and then they don't hear from you until the next time you need something. People don't buy from you because you're not the right person, right? You don't return phone calls, you don't return text messages. You practice avoidance behavior. Well, hiding doesn't help people trust you, right? It says, the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. What does it say after that? And we beheld his glory as the glory of the only begotten of the Father. When your word becomes your flesh, people will believe your story and behold your glory. But if your word doesn't become your flesh, people just don't trust you, right? So, people don't trust you, you're not the right person. But then there's another one. Another reason you're the wrong person is people don't like you. Like, I may have a big problem. You may have a great solution. But I'm going to tell you right now, If I don't like you, I'm not buying it from you. Like that's like, and I'm probably the only weirdo on all of YouTube like this, or on all of Zoom like this. But when I go to a restaurant, I do my best to develop good relationships with a couple of servers that I'm very friendly with, and I tip them very well. And when I go there, I ask for them because they know I'm going to treat them well, and I know they're going to treat me well. I don't want some person whose mind is somewhere else bringing me my food and the wrong stuff, and I ask for a hot tea and they bring me iced tea. I don't want that, right? I don't like hassle at all, but I really hate it when it's around eating food, right? So I like to eat in peace and happiness, right? So people don't like you. We've got a server at Eddie V's downtown in Tampa. Like, she gets my granddaughter a birthday present every year, right? But I go in there and we treat her really, really well. And we used to do bring in big groups of people there. And when I was doing conferences, we bring big groups of people in there, and the bill might come to $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000, and she'd get a $1,500 tip, and she'd feel like, oh my goodness, right? So all I'm saying like, people won't buy from you if they don't like you. Now, I do everything in my power to love everybody, but I don't like everybody all the time. Is that too honest? Like, right? I'm like, I just like everybody all the time. Well, I haven't been able to figure out how to pull that off, because guess what? Everybody ain't likable. Some people are mean. Some people are just liars, right? Some people don't like, are gossipers. Some people will talk bad about you behind your back and act like they're your friend to your face. Like, I know you love those people, and I love them too, but I don't like them all the time. I'm just telling you, right? So if you want people to buy your irresistible offer, make sure you're talking to the right people, and make sure when you do that, you're the right person. Okay? But here's the other problem. Number 3, your irresistible offer becomes irresistible because you're not solving a real problem. In fact, I'm gonna do it like that. There's no real problem. Like, you created a solution for a problem that nobody has. I see this all the time. People are like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And then they show it to you, and like, okay, but who's gonna use it? Right? You want a problem, you don't want to solve a problem you know people have. You want to solve a problem people know people have. Right? And people say, but Myron, I want to write this book and tell people my story. I got news for you, baby. I got news for you. And maybe I'm the first one honest enough to tell you this. Nobody cares about your story. But your mama, and she don't want to read it because she was there when it happened, right? Like, people don't, like, here's the reality. People say, I want to tell my story. People don't want to hear your story. Here's what people want to know. The only value your story has to somebody else is if it shows them how to get from where they are now because you were there to where they are now, which is where you want to go, which is where they want to go, right? Your problem, your story rather, only has value to people as they see it as an illustration of a promise to a problem. Am I talking too fast? Right? So much people, but Myron, you wrote a book about your story, From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, how anyone can get rich starting from anywhere. That book is not about my story. I mean, listen to the title, From the Trash Man to the Cash Man. Why did I title it that? I titled the book From the Trash Man to the Cash Man because everybody believes they're smarter than all the people they're looking at. And everybody believes they're smarter than the trash man, right? So I wrote a book called From the Trash Man to the Cash Man, and then the subtitle is How Anyone Can Get Rich Starting from Anywhere. Why? To send the message, if a trash man can do it, you can do it. The book is not about my story. Like, my story just happens to be an example of the promise. Are y'all tracking? So make sure that when you're solving a problem, you're solving a real problem that's going on in the real world. Well, when I say there's no real problem, what do I mean? I mean, like, it's not really a problem. There's no pain. See, real problems have pain, right? So there's no pain. They're not in any pain and agony. You know, there are so many people out there, for instance, that have like businesses where they have credit repair services. And why do you have credit repair services? Because having bad credit is painful. Why? Because you can only buy the things you have the cash. You can only buy the things you have the cash for, and you can't do anything in business, and you can't buy investments if you don't. I mean, you can, but very few people have enough money to go and buy an apartment building and pay cash for it. Now, I could go and buy an apartment building and pay cash for it, but I would never do that. Right? It's better for me to use somebody else's money. So if you don't have good credit, that's pain, right? There's no real pain. Or when you solve the problem, there's no real pleasure, right? So if there's no real pain and there's no real pleasure, why should I buy your, quote, irresistible offer because you think it's so cool? And here's what's really interesting. People think their inventions are cool because of all the things that they had to put into inventing it. Nobody cares. People think that their book is a great book because of all that they learned before they wrote the book and all the experiences they've been through. People think that their degree is important to them, like a psychiatrist or a psychologist or somebody who has an MBA in business and they want to be a consultant. The thing that they emphasize is their degree, as if the marketplace cares about that. And I'm telling you, the marketplace don't care. that, like your degree, I mean, it may add a little validation after people have already decided so that they can provide some confirmation bias, but your degree is not going to cause somebody to want to do business with you. Like, I mean, think about it. How many of you have ever been to the dentist, right? Did you say, okay, can I see your diploma? I want to see your degree. Nobody's ever said that to your dentist or your doctor, right? So your degree doesn't, like, I get it. That's where you've got all this time, effort, energy, and money and concentration put into it. So when you're talking to people, those are things you emphasize. But nobody cares. So there's no real pain, there's no real pleasure, which means what? There's no real payoff. Because the payoff is what? Either get out of pain or get into pleasure. So there's no payoff. So they say no, because there's no real problem. And this is why people don't buy your irresistible offer. And the other one is, I don't remember what letter that was. I think it was 3. So I'm just going to assume. I think that was number 3. So the other problem is, they got the wrong price. Now, a couple things about the price. The price is either too high for the payoff. It doesn't match. So the price outweighs the payoff. If the price outweighs the payoff, they're going to say no, right? And see, I've seen this happen for people. Like there are people, for instance, on Instagram. People message me all the time. Hey, Myron, let us help you get your blue check mark. It's $5,000. I don't care about a blue check mark that much. I mean, I know it's important, but it ain't that important to me, right? And so the price is too high for the payoff. It's not that the price is too high. It's just that it's way more pricey than the payoff, right? And when the price is too high, people don't buy. Y'all tracking? Now, the other problem is, which is a bigger problem for most entrepreneurs, the price is too low. Now, I know, you say, what do you mean the price is too low is a bigger problem? The price is too low is a bigger problem because when the price is too low and it doesn't match the payoff, people don't believe in the validity of the offer. Well, it can't be worth that. I want you to think about it. So somebody says, hey, I've got this Bentley, this 2017 Bentley Continental GT. It's only got 30,000 miles on it. I'll sell it to you for $500. Right? We got one taker, ladies and gentlemen. We got 500 going once, 500 going twice. Okay, so what happens is like, okay, something's wrong with this. Either it's stolen, the engine is jacked sideways, something's wrong somewhere, right? And so people don't believe, if your price is too low, people don't believe they're going to get the value. It's so interesting. There's a lot of conversation around pricing structures for things that people sell. So and what people have to do is they have to believe that, like if you're going to raise the price on something, people have to believe that the transformation is going to happen, and they have to believe that the price makes sense in the environment that the price is in. I'm going to give you an example. So I'm sure most of you who are watching this video have seen free plus shipping offers on books, right? So all you do is you pay shipping and we'll send the book to you. So they charge $7 for shipping and handling, or they charge $10 for shipping and handling, and then they send the book to you for free, which I used to do that too. I used to do a free plus shipping book offer, right? And we sold lots of books like that. Then when I came out with Boss Moves, I said, I'm not doing a free plus shipping offer. I'm not doing that. I know that's how most people sell most of the books they sell. I get it, but I'm not doing that. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to sell Boss Moves, my Boss Moves book. I'm going to sell it for $30 plus $9.99 shipping and handling. Unless they buy it and they live overseas, then I'm going to sell it for $30, $29.99 plus $25 shipping and handling. While everybody else is doing free plus shipping. Now, what would you think? You think, well, that's not going to work, right? Isn't that what you think? That's not going to work in a market that's crowded with people giving books away for free and all you have to do is pay for shipping, and now you're selling this book for $30 and charging $10 shipping and handling on top of that? Nobody's going to buy that. Okay. We sell, between Boss Moves and Trash Man to Cash Man, we sell $25,000 to $30,000 worth of books a month. Books. So there's one guy who really helped me understand why our Premium Plus shipping book offer works better than most people's free plus shipping offer. And it's because I gave them something to compare it to. What do you mean? So my Boss Moves, that book is like 4 moves that if you use them, I show you how to scale your business from $10,000 a month to $128,000 a month in 4 moves. Right? That's what the whole book is about. So I spent at Funnel Hacking Live a couple of years ago, Russell Brunson asked me to do a roundtable where entrepreneurs could just come around and listen to me teach. Well, I charge $25,000 an hour for coaching, which I know to some of you that sounds crazy. I get it. And if it sounds crazy, I would recommend highly that you don't pay it. Okay? But that's what I charge. And that's what people pay me. That's not just some random number I made up so I can say that. Like, when people want one-on-one coaching with me, they pay $25,000 an hour. Which is why, by the way, my VIP days are $200,000 for the day. Because it's 8 hours, right? And I throw in a couple bonuses, but there are no discounts, right? So now some people may say, well, that's too high. Okay, I get it. It's not for you, and that's okay. I'm not even, I promise you, I'm not ever gonna try to convince you to buy it. Any of that. Nothing I'm selling. I'm never gonna try to convince you to buy any of it, right? So Russell asked me to do this roundtable. The roundtable lasted for about 2 hours. And basically I was breaking down the 4 boss moves in 2 hours. And when I did that, I recorded it. I took the recording, turned the recording into a transcript, and then spent a year and a half turning this transcript into a manuscript so it reads like a book, right? So it's literally like if you came to me and said, Myron, I've got a business, it's struggling, I want to make more money, and can you just like coach me for 2 hours? Yeah, that'll be $50,000, right? Coaching for 2 hours. But the very things I would tell them are the things that are in that book. Are y'all tracking? So, and I tell them that on the sales letter for the book. You can either hire me for $50,000 and learn these things, or if you don't want to hire me for $50,000 and learn these things, you can buy this book for $29.99 plus $9.99 shipping and handling. So there's a guy in one of our coaching programs. He came on a testimony. He said, when I saw your book for $29.99 and $9.99 shipping and handling, I was so mad. I was like, who's this guy think he is? Everybody else is giving their books away for free and charging shipping and handling, and you're charging $30 plus $10 shipping. I was so mad. And then when I read the sales letter, he said, well, it's the same things I would get from you in coaching, and it's only $30 instead of $50,000. I was like, oh, okay, I'm in, right? And then he bought the book, right? So literally, all I had to do was give him a way to justify taking advantage of that offer for the Boss Moves book, and he bought it, right? And so, if somebody were to hire me for financial literacy, okay, Myron, I want you to teach me financial literacy. Okay, it'd take about 2 hours, $50,000, or it probably wouldn't take 2 hours, it'd probably take an hour, like an hour. And so I can spend an hour with you and show you all the stuff, or you can buy Trash Man to Catch Me. I mean, see, think about how simple that presentation is, right? So now, because my price is not too low, and I gave them something to compare it to, but I didn't give them free plus shipping offers to compare it to. What did I give them to compare it to? $25,000 an hour coaching. That makes sense. You say, Myron, why do you charge? Okay, so I'm going to tell you why I charge $25,000 an hour. I'm going to tell you a story, and I know okay, I'm good for time. So I'm going to tell you why I charge $25,000 an hour, because when I coach people, they make money. So there's some guys that are also in Russell Brunson's inner circle, and Russell's inner circle is $50,000 a year, right? And we're in this program together. And these guys called me and they said, we were asking around the inner circle, we got a live event coming up, and we've got 2,000 people registered for it. And they said, you're the best person to talk to. Could we have some like a conversation with you? We'd be happy to pay you for your time. I said, sure. I said, it's $25,000 an hour. I said, or you could join my inner circle, which is $155,000, and then you'll get an hour. You get an hour per year with that inner circle. So I'll give you the hour for the inner circle. They're like, we'll just take the $25,000. Okay, cool. Here's the wire instructions. When I get the wire confirmation, I'll send you the Zoom link. They wired the $25,000. They sent me the Zoom link. I sent them the Zoom link. We talked for an hour. I gave them some strategies that will take their business to the next level. They said, what would it take for you to come down and speak at our event? Well, if you were in my inner circle, I'd come down and speak for your event and help you sell your product, right? And if you did that, if I came down and did that, like, you pay for my expenses to get there and get back, you buy my inner circle, and I'll come speak and help you close your deals, right? So then at the end of the coaching call, they said, so if we do your inner circle, does the $25,000 we just paid count towards that? No, this ain't that. No, it doesn't, right? And I wasn't being mean. I'm just like, this is how business is done. You said you wanted the hour. I gave you the hour. Okay, so now if you want the inner circle, yeah, you'll get another hour, but I'm not going to take the $25,000 that I've already earned and help you pay for my inner circle. I'm not going to do that. They said, okay, that makes sense. Well, let's talk about it. They called me back the next day. Okay, we want your inner circle. We'll wire you the $155,000. So literally, the day after the coaching call, they wired me $155,000. I went to their event. They did the stuff I told them. They had a $20,000 coaching offer, and they wanted me to repitch that offer. That's when you come in and do the offer again after they did the offer. So they did the offer. They sold about 200 people on that offer. So 200 people, right, times 20,000 is $4 million. Well, I got up and did a repitch the next day. I did another 150 sales. That's another $3 million, right? So you say, Myron, what are you saying? Oh, that reminds me. I need to call them. So because they earned $1 million day award because they did like $7 million that day in revenue, right? And so that's why I charge what I charge. Now, $25,000 an hour sounds like a lot. $155,000 for coaching sounds like a lot. But what happened? They made $7 million in less than a week from hiring me to coach them and then joining my inner circle. It was like a total no-brainer. They only paid $180,000. $180,000 turned into, they were gonna make some of that money anyway, but let's just say it just turned into the extra $3 million. Okay, it's a no-brainer, right? So most people don't know how to calculate value. This is what I do. What I do when I'm evaluating an offer, I ask myself, okay, what is the transformation? What's the value I think I can bring to these people in 1 year? If the answer is like, let's say I think I can help them make $100,000 or save $100,000 in the next 12 months. I don't have any problem charging them $10,000 for that solution. If I think I can help them make $1 million in the next 12 months, I don't have I'm not the least bit bothered charging like $100,000, right? At VIP days, $200,000. You really believe you can help people make $2 million in a year? We've already helped people make $7 million a week after the VIP day, $2.6 million a week after the VIP day. And I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you, I'm showing you that sometimes people don't buy because your price is wrong. Like, think about it. If I said, okay, I'm gonna teach you how to make $1 million, and that's gonna be all you have to do is pay me $3,000. That doesn't make sense, right? Does that make sense to you? You pay me $3,000 and I'll help you make $1 million. Why would I do that? Why wouldn't I just go make $1 million myself, right? So what I'm doing is I'm showing you the problem that people have is when you have the wrong price, then if your price is too high or your price is too low, people aren't gonna buy. And sometimes your price is just your price is too high or too low, but it's just, it's based on the wrong thing. Now, when I say your price is based on the wrong thing, what do I mean? Most people who do coaching, consulting, and agency work, they base their price on their time because they came out of a job where they got paid for their time. And so they keep charging for their time because that's how they did it when they had a boss. But I got news for you. If you have a business, you are the boss. So you don't have to get paid for your time. You start getting paid for your results, which makes way more sense. Are y'all tracking? That makes sense? Okay, so they have the wrong price. And then the last thing is this. They have the wrong presentation. And the presentation that they're presenting is what they're showing people when they do their presentation is they're showing them the pieces of their offer. The thing they're emphasizing is the pieces. What do I mean? Well, you get 7 workbooks, you get 8 videos, you get 19 audios, right? So you're making the value of your offer in your presentation because that's what a presentation is supposed to do, right? A presentation is supposed to reveal the value of the offer to the people you're giving the presentation to. Okay, so you got the presentation, you're showing them the pieces. That's the wrong thing to show them. Or you're showing them, please don't do this. You're emphasizing the pieces or you're emphasizing the process. This is like the worst of all presentations when you emphasize the process. You start showing them how to do the thing they're going to do when they buy. Because now you're showing them how hard it is. Are y'all tracking? This is the wrong process. And so you're showing them the wrong thing. You're showing them the wrong presentation. You're showing them the pieces. You're showing them the process. The process is not the value of your offer. In fact, the process will turn more people off to buying your offer than it will turn them on. The pieces are not the value. Because here's the reality. Most people who think the pieces are the value, here's what they do. They load up their courses with all this junk because they think the more I put in it, the more I'm over-delivering. The more you put in it, the more you're not over-delivering, you're overwhelming. Only put in the stuff that's absolutely necessary and no more. Leave everything else out. Because when it comes to getting a result, more is not better, faster is better. So if I'm gonna show you how to make $1 million a year, better yet, I'm gonna talk about you. If you can show me how to make $1 million a year, and you can do it with 70 videos, 70 audios, and 70 PDFs, or 1 piece of paper with 7 sentences, give me 1 piece of paper, I'll pay more for that than I will all the other junk. Right? Because wealth has a need for speed. Right? So don't show them your process. Don't make the value of your offer your process. Don't make the value of your offer your person. You get so many hours of my time. My $155,000 inner circle coaching program, and we got 90-something people in this program. They get one one-on-one 1 hour coaching session per year. 1. And by the way, I'm going to shock y'all. The 1 hour coaching session is not for them. It's for me. What does that mean? That means the only reason I do that is so that I can understand better their business they are in so I can coach them better in the group coaching sessions. Why? Because one-on-one is not more valuable. Group coaching is always more valuable to the people who are in the coaching program because other people in the coaching program will ask questions that person didn't think to ask, so they'll get help they didn't even know they needed. And it's more valuable for the person doing the coaching because I don't end up spending 12 hours a day talking to individuals. So everybody wins. So the person, Larry, are we not going whiteboard? No. So for those of you who can't see the screen, there is an issue. One of the things we'll do, since y'all can't see the whiteboard that I'm writing on, because usually there's apparently a problem with some of our tech. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make sure we put a link to. I'm going to turn this into a PDF. I'm going to put a link to the PDF to my whiteboard notes in the description, so you have it on YouTube. How's that sound? Okay. So your person, like, I don't make my person the value of any offer other than a VIP day, right? They get to spend 8 hours with me. Now here's what's really cool. The reason they get to spend 8 hours with me is because we do, like, that 8 hour part. Most of the time, we do it on a private jet from here to somewhere where I'm going to do an event. They get inside the ropes access. So it's on the jet, it's at the event. They get to watch me go and make millions of dollars in a single day, usually about an hour and a half. They get to watch me do that. They get to fly with me on a private jet to where I'm going, and then they get to fly back with me on a private jet. And the inside the ropes access with Myron Golden while he goes and makes it rain like a hurricane, right? And then I break down to them exactly what I did. So they saw it happen in real life, in real time, and now they're like, oh my goodness, this is the greatest thing ever, right? So it stretches their awareness and increases their belief in the possibilities of what they can do. Okay, so don't make your this is the wrong presentation, y'all. What should the presentation be? The presentation should be one thing and one thing only. The presentation should be about the payoff. All of the stories should lead to the payoff. All of the illustrations should lead to the payoff. See, here's what happens. Okay, here's how you can tell whether you're talking about the pieces, the process, or your person, or you're talking about the payoff. Here's how you can tell. You ready? If you're talking about the pieces, the process, the payoff, you're going to say, well, it has this, and it has that, and it has this, and it has that, and you're going to describe the thing. Right? But if you change your presentation from what it has to what you get this, and you get this, and you get this, and you get this. So I don't say our Inner Circle coaching program has office hours every other week, and it has 2 speaker trainings per year that teach you how to sell from the stage, and it has 2 Mouth the Millions events, and you get to come to Offer Mastery Live. It doesn't say that. It doesn't talk. But here's what it does say. You get 1 hour Destiny of the Day call. You get to come to office hours and hear me coach you and a bunch of other high-level entrepreneurs. You get to come to office hours and hear wins by people who are having $100,000 days, $300,000 days, $500,000 days, $1 million days, $5 million days, $7 million days. You get to come and be in this environment with these people who are doing these things, right? You get that. So if I'm talking to you about what you get, it makes you more likely to buy than if I'm talking to you about what it has. If I'm talking to you about what it has, I'm emphasizing it, which is making me the important person. But if I talk to you about what you get, I'm emphasizing you, which makes you the important person. And I promise you, you are the important person. This will change if you will understand and apply these principles that I just showed you on why people are resisting, they're not buying your irresistible offer because your offer is not really irresistible. If you do the things I showed you today, your offer will become irresistible and you'll make more sales than you can shake a stick at. I mean, guys, I'm not bragging. I'm just a regular person. And the people who are here in this room, they know I'm just a regular dude. I just figure some stuff out, right? So I ain't high and mighty. I ain't smart. I promise you, I'm probably not smarter than you. If I don't use deodorant, I don't smell the best. Even though people say, "Wow, you smell really good," I say, "I've been sweating," but it's actually my cologne. Okay, so, but that's what I say because I think I'm funny. Even sometimes I'm not as much as I think I am. So, but my point is, I'm a regular person. We built a business. We built a business where my team members get to win. My clients get to win, I get to win, I get to hang out with my daughter and my son and my son-in-law, my granddaughter, my wife. I get to hang out with my family, my brothers. We get to do things. Like, I have a life. I'm not hustling and grinding 24 hours a day. I work part-time. I usually work in the mornings, sometimes a little bit at night as well. And then during the day, I just do my thing, right? And we have a business that does millions of dollars in sales a month. Like this month, we'll do more than half of what we did all last year in revenue. Our business is growing end over end every year because of these principles I'm sharing with you. So this is not just me jumping on YouTube and making noise so I can do something. This is literally about me helping you find. Can I be really super crazy transparent? Last year, my son and I, we launched this challenge called the Make More Offers Challenge. Right? The next one starts next Monday. It starts like in 3 days, right? So we launched this challenge called the Make More Offers Challenge. And the reason we launched the challenge is because our inner circle wasn't full. I know that sounds crazy. Our inner circle's not full. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to launch this challenge, sell a coaching program that helps people make enough money so they can upgrade and join our inner circle. Now our inner circle is almost full. Like, full is 100 people, and we're almost at 100 people. Like, we're going to have to close it down before the end of the year. But we started a coaching program to help people make enough money to join our inner circle, and now our inner circle is almost full. Watch this. I do YouTube videos to teach entrepreneurs how to make money. So they go out, like some people have watched videos I've made already and I've already made money, right? Just from videos that I've made, right? So they go out and make money. They say, you know what, maybe I should join Myron's challenge. Maybe I should buy Myron the Golden Boss Move book. So what I'm doing is what Frank Kern calls proving to people that you can help them by actually helping them. So I'm delivering the goods first, and then I don't even do high pressure sales. I just let people come find me. I promise you, if you will show up in the marketplace and deliver value and load people up with value, they will seek you out and buy everything you sell if the free stuff you gave them helps them more than the paid stuff they got from almost everybody else. That's the secret sauce to make your offers, your irresistible offers, truly irresistible. So if this video has helped you, if you like it, I mean, if it made sense to you, click the like button, click the subscribe button, share it, comment on it, and...
Okay, so what was that last thing he said? Payoff? Notes were dookie. You got dookie notes. Irresistible offer. Irresistible offer, payoff equals price. Irresistible offer, payoff is worth the price, and it also has to solve the real problem. Payoff, only thing sold, what the client gets. has to solve a real problem. What the fuck? Irresistible offer. Payoff, the only thing mentioned, what the client gets in the offer. Talk about what the client gets. What the client gets them away from pain, and it gets them towards pleasure.
If somebody were to hire me for financial literacy, okay, Myron, I want you to teach me financial literacy. Okay, it'd take about 2 hours, $50,000, or it probably wouldn't take 2 hours, probably take an hour, like an hour. And I could spend an hour with you and show you all the stuff, or you could buy Trash Man to Catch Me. I mean, see, think about how simple that presentation is, right? So now, because my price is not too low, and I gave them something to compare it to, but I didn't give them free plus shipping offers to compare it to. What did I give them to compare it to? $25,000 an hour coaching. Ah, that makes sense. You say, Myron, why do you charge? Okay, so I'm going to tell you why I charge $25,000 an hour. I'm going to tell you a story, and I know, okay, I'm good for time. So I'm going to tell you why I charge $25,000 an hour. Because when I coach people, they make money at our event. Well, if you were in my inner circle, I'm just like, this is how business is done. You said you wanted the hour. I gave you the hour. Okay, so now if you want the inner circle, yeah, you'll get another hour, but I'm not going to take the $25,000 that I've already earned and help you pay for my inner circle. I'm not going to do that. They said, okay, that makes sense. Well, let's talk about it. They called me back the next day. Okay, we want your inner circle. We'll wire you the $155,000. So literally, the day after the coaching call, they wired me $155,000. I went to their event. They did the stuff I told them. They had a $20,000 coaching offer, and they wanted me to repitch that offer. That's when you come in and do the offer again after they did the offer. So they did the offer. They sold about 200 people on that offer. So 200 people, right, times 20,000 is $4 million. Well, I got them to do a repitch the next day. I did another 150 sales. That's another $3 million, right? So you say, Myron, what are you saying? Oh, that reminds me. I need to call them. So because they earned $1 million day award because they did like $7 million that day in revenue. $155,000 for coaching sounds like a lot, but what happened? They made $7 million in less than a week from hiring me to coach them and then joining my inner circle. It was like a total no-brainer. They only paid $180,000. $180,000 turned into, they were gonna make some of that money anyway, but let's just say it just turned into the extra $3 million. Okay, it's a no-brainer, right? So most people don't know how to calculate value. This is what I do. What I do when I'm evaluating an offer, I ask myself, okay, what is the transformation? What's the value I think I can bring to these people in 1 year? If the answer is like, let's say I think I can help them make $100,000 or save $100,000 in the next 12 months. I don't have any problem charging them $10,000 for that solution. If I think I can help them make $1 million in the next 12 months, I don't have a hard, I'm not the least bit bothered charging like $100,000, right? At VIP days, $200,000. You really believe you can help people make $2 million in a year? We've already helped people make $7 million a week after the VIP day, $2.6 million a week after the VIP day. And I'm not bragging, I'm just telling you, I'm showing you that sometimes people don't buy because your price is wrong. Like, think about it. If I said, okay, I'm gonna teach you how to make $1 million, and that's gonna be all you have to do is pay me $3,000. That doesn't make sense, right? Does that make sense to you? You pay me $3,000 and I'll help you make $1 million. Why would I do that? Why wouldn't I just go make $1 million myself, right? So what I'm doing is I'm showing you the problem that people have is when you have the wrong price, then if your price is too high or your price is too low, people aren't gonna buy. And sometimes your price is too high or too low, but it's just, it's based on the wrong thing. And when I say your price is based on the wrong thing, what do I mean? Most people who do coaching, consulting, and agency work, they base their price on their time because they came out of a job where they got paid for their time. And so they keep charging for their time because that's how they did it when they had a boss. But I got news for you. If you have a business, you are the boss. So you don't have to get paid for your time. You start getting paid for your results, which makes way more sense. Are y'all tracking? That makes sense? Okay, so they have the wrong price. And then the last thing is this. They have the wrong presentation. And the presentation that they're presenting is what they're showing people when they do their presentation is they're showing them the pieces of their offer. The thing they're emphasizing is the pieces. What do I mean? Well, you get 7 workbooks, you get 8 videos, you get 19 audios, right? So you're making the value of your offer in your presentation, because that's what a presentation is supposed to do, right? A presentation is supposed to reveal the value of the offer to the people you're giving the presentation to. Okay, so you got the presentation you're showing them the people.
Price based on results. Payoff, only thing sold. What the client gets. Solves real problem. Gets the client away from pain. Gets them towards pleasure. Price worth payoff. The price is not too high. The price is not too low. The price is not too high. And the price is based on the results, not based on the time. Not based on my time. Friendly / likable. And for the last one, only sell to market with lots of people. Big problem. Willing to pay, and also / pay premium. So how do you create an irresistible offer? You only emphasize the payoff, what the client will get. Solves a real problem for the client, gets them away from pain, gets them towards pleasure. Price worth the payoff. The price is not too low, the price is not too high. The price is based on the results. You will also need to be friendly and likable person, and only sell to a market with a lot of people with the big problem and that are willing to pay for a solution and pay a premium for that solution. How believable is the offer is important. So the offer can't be too low or can't be too high, but what about the free offers? unbelievable free offer. Nice. 619. 353. So right now, just to review this, I need to get money in. That's the only thing that matters right now for my business. And how do I get money in? I get money in through sales and marketing. And how do I market? I have to create an irresistible offer. I have to solve a problem that people are willing to pay for to get solved. I have to show them a solution. I have to show them a solution to a problem that they have. Simple. This is business 101, no? They don't care about how I'm gonna do it, which was with Facebook ads. Irresistible offer. So like, interesting. So now, I have to figure out who. Now I need to figure out where to find these people with marketing problems.